Well, look, as we end this year, even Labour MPs now speculating as to when, not if, Reform UK surge will finish off Keir Starmer and see him ousted as the Prime Minister. It's never a good sign when you're seeing senior Labour figures have to talk about Starmer being Prime Minister next Christmas. But of course, this is the same Labour Party that have totally lost the plot, even not being very clear as to if the next general election will go ahead as scheduled. What we do know next year, some of the elections, of course, in England disgracefully being cancelled, but London elections will go ahead. And really interesting, you may dismiss Reform's prospects in London, but actually what you've seen across the country is happening in London as well. And why wouldn't it be, given the horrific state of crime in London, now getting a worldwide reputation for having high crime. And what a sad place London is under Mayor Sadiq Khan. Primrose Hill, people can't even go there and watch the New Year's Eve fireworks anymore. A police presence there, it seems, to prevent access. Very, very sad. And just to show you how big and widespread the Reform surge is, it's happened in London as well, where there will be elections next year. You can see Reform up to 23% now in London, with Labour on 32%, but at their lowest level of support ever. And so the elections next year, many discussing these as a referendum on Keir Starmer. This is a Prime Minister who could be ousted thanks to the Reform surge. Well, thanks so much to Plaud for sponsoring today's video. Now, of course, naturally running this channel, I have to analyse and go through so much information. I have to go through loads of breaking news, and the Plaud Note Pro can really help with this. And you can see me with it there. I've started to use the Plaud Note Pro. It's an AI-powered note taker tool. You can capture conversations, voice notes, interviews, and what it does, it turns every audio capture into a clean, searchable transcript. No rewinding, no guessing. And here's where the real magic happens, because Plaud doesn't just transcribe, it summarises. It's got thousands of smart templates for different industries and use cases, whether I'm breaking down a speech or outlining a video script. It gives me a clear, structured summary. And then there's Ask Plaud, which is basically a chat GPT style assistant that understands my audio capturing. And so, for instance, you can see there, I've asked Plaud to analyse one of the biggest news stories from my channel this week. And you can see instantly it generates key arguments, timelines, talking points. So Plaud isn't just about capturing for the sake of it. It's about what happens after. It's about the insight. It's about the summaries, the decisions. Plaud Note Pro feels less like a gadget and more like an AI assistant that actually keeps up with how I think. So if you'd like to check out the Plaud Note Pro, do see the link below this video. And yeah, look, the predictions as to Starmer having to resign or him being ousted, it's far and wide. You can see here some people in the trade union movement admitting that many trade union members are switching to Reform. And you can see here in one of the polls, lots of people now skipping meals every day or most days because they can't afford to eat or are making sacrifices for their children. People cutting back on heating every day or most days. And at the same time, you've got this grotesque, unfair system under the Conservatives and Labour that sees thousands, tens of thousands of people who have broken into the country, put up in hotels. And don't worry, by the way, there's going to be council houses built for those seeking asylum in this country. In a country, in England, where there are 100-year waits for some social housing. Also a government that, as it raises taxes on workers and businesses, once again, hammering people, is very happy to give away to join an EU programme at £570 million. And they say there's no money. That's what they're spending it on. At the same time, you've got this insane net zero deindustrialisation strategy that is absolutely destroying industry and jobs in this country and pushing up the price of energy across the board. And so that lethal combination of total failure and national decline means that even Labour MPs now believe this will be the last Christmas with Keir Starmer as Prime Minister. MPs widely now thinking Starmer will face a challenge in 2026. The only question being whether it will be before or after the local elections next May. And we know, of course, the disgusting attitude towards democracy that is going to see more English votes, election votes cancelled next year. But one supporter there of Wes Streeting saying that the prospect of Starmer facing a leadership challenge before next May shouldn't be ruled out, and that the mood among MPs is the worst they've ever experienced. More likely that Starmer stumbles on till May and is then kicked out, but there is a chance he doesn't even get that far. And just to leave you with a snapshot again of public opinion, just look at Wales, where of course you'll have the Welsh Parliament elections next year, and just look at how much things have changed. It is a two-horse race now. It's Reform versus Plaid Cymru, and you've got Plaid on 33%, Reform on 30%, Labour down to just 10%, barely double digits in Wales. That would mean Plaid winning 39 seats, Reform 34 and Labour 10. So yeah, that shows you the Reform surge that we've seen this year could have even bigger consequences next year in those areas where people are still allowed to actually vote. I hope you have a great new year. Of course, I'll be here on my channel bringing you the latest as ever. Thanks so much for all the support this year. Thanks so much for all the kind words and all the thumbs up on my videos. I do really appreciate it. Thanks so much, guys. And as ever, cheers for watching.